Linda McMahon took it.
She did. She
Well,
did really badly. Donald
Yeah.
Trump took
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst one, I think. Okay, I think we've got a little bit of an elephant in the room that hasn't really been mentioned. I was hoping one of you guys would bring it up. I know it's on Paul's list. I know for a fact it's on Paul's list because he mentioned a pay-per-view and it's in the main event. So I think we need to talk about the Stone Cold Stunner. I think that it is probably the most famous wrestling finish of all time. I think I've probably seen more Stone Cold Stunners than I have of any other finisher move because he would just hit a million on every show. Actually, in the early days of watching Raw, I used to like videotape all my Raws and I had all the tapes. And then I got a computer and I found a way of like digitizing them. And then later on in life, I started adding more and more. And I had this whole collection of Stone Cold Stunners on my computer. And what I did then was I put them on this little USB key and I would bring it with me when I was traveling and I would watch it as like, a way of just kind of comforting myself when I
that's a
felt a little
deep
bit
cut.
sad or
That's a
whatever.
deep
And
cut.
I would just watch Austin hitting stunners. But no, but
I just have some
sorry,
Steve
Paul.
Weisers that comfort myself.
But I just think it's a huge part of my life, my childhood. Seeing him hitting Vince McMahon, seeing him win WrestleManias, I think it's a very simple move that just got so over that the pop of a stunner you'll never beat. Well, Austin had the biggest pops of all time, and I think it deserves to be at least considered because it's the Stone Cold fucking stunner, guys. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
And Linda McMahon took it.
She did.
Well,
She did really badly. Donald
Yeah.
Trump took
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst one, I think.
Honestly, I don't even know how you leave that off.
Mhm.
That for me, it's like, yeah, it's what brought a ton of us back into
Mhm.
enjoying wrestling, and he was on the front of that boat, on front of that ship, leading the way with that ridiculous move, which was so fun because even to the point where it got to that level where you just knew it was coming and they would like tease you with it. He'd be giving beers to people and you're like, you're actually friends. And like, technically he's not even mad at you, but you know it's going to come anyway. And just that anticipation is
Yeah.
as good as the actual result. And when you can
Mhm.
get to that point, like that would be amazing. Imagine if Hulk Hogan was just dropping stunners on all of those moments. I think we'd have a different story. But no, he was sitting down on their head. Yeah. No, 100%. I love it. Love it. I mean, and also, as I said before, I was just catching stunners all the time at 16 and 17 in high school. I was like, you had to like kind of wear turtlenecks and hide your
Yeah.
and duck around because you're like, someone's going to catch me with
Mm.
this. It was there before the RKO. It was out of nowhere specifically. I think they even had to start banning it in schools because it was just getting out of
Yeah.
hand. So yeah.
And I think it's one of those ones where, to go back to what I said about the person making the move, if you watched like a random mid card match before Austin's time and you saw someone hit a stunner, it would be quite underwhelming. But what he made it, because you think about it, it's just a guy landing on another guy's shoulder. It's very simple, it's very basic,
Yeah.
but like whatever he did to make that, and that's what made it so special. It's not, as you guys said, it's not about the million rotations for the move. It's about what the person makes of that move. And I think Austin did that like arguably even better than Hogan and better than everyone else because the stunners is just so iconic. I'll talk about it
Yeah.
all day. I won't.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the promo piece set to My Way by Limp Bizkit for him and The Rock, their match. And I think it was like the smallest build up ever. They were like arguing over Deborah being their manager. And then became fisticuffs. And I think they had like, there was two moments of them in the ring that is just edited over and over again. It's the same three stunners from like 20 different angles. And The Rock selling it incredibly and spitting beer and like part of what made the stunner so good was the wrestlers who were around Stone Cold when he was doing it, who could sell it so well. Now, it got to the point where The Rock was kind of like, it was nearly too insane how he was selling it. But like everyone sold it really well. Obviously
Yeah.
not the McMahons.
You mentioned people that took it really well. Scott Hall took a great stunner like over the years.
That
Like
was
he
the
was really good
first
at it.
one that like I remember seeing that and not going, is that good or is that over the top?
Yeah, no, it's
my
good.
my
It is
brain
good.
sort of melted for a
Yeah.
second. I was like,
I loved it.
sort of love
Yeah.
it, but I sort of
Um,
think is he taking the piss?
yeah.
You know? I
Yeah.
wasn't
And I think as
sure.
well, like something that Chris said about with the pedigree as well. I like when a finisher is I like to call it loaded up, where like it's kick, load up, kick, load up for the
Yeah.
pedigree. I just like the idea of it, like a setup, like you're loading that gun, you're gonna let it drop. I just find that really satisfying as a wrestling move.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah. No, I
Totally
love
agree.
it. And then there's also what he does afterward, like where he'll like, even if, especially if it's not even in a match, where he just gets in their face and just is barking
Yeah.
at them and giving them middle fingers. And
Mm.
he'd always add so much around it, so much garnish and so much expression. Like it was just delicious. So it was like everything surrounding it as well. Like when he'd come out, like they gave him a great nickname of the rattlesnake. Like he's just so uncontrollable. You don't know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna have a beer with you and be nice, or is he just gonna stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry? You know. So yeah, totally. Nothing else to say on that. Let's start. I'm gonna get the chisel now, and I'll see you guys up at the. Yeah, no, for real, for real. Love it. I might even after this watch a couple of compilations. To be honest,
I'll send you the USB. I have my
Good
USB.
man, good man. Send it on too.
I'll mail it out to you. I'll mail it out to you. Yeah.
Old school.
You already have one. You already have one. You're okay.